Oh, if you gotta take a shit, it's
Not
too late.
take a shit, get it together.
Well, it's the same thing.
Alright.
Take a shit.
Save some trouble for me. Whatever will be, will be. I'm not looking for harmony. So cause some damage and make me bleed. Give your mindless chatter for free. Keep that shit away from me. Don't want nothing beautiful to see. I won't see how ugly you can be. If you're looking for a way to break my heart, if you're looking for an end to bring you a start, if you're looking for a way to shake my bones, if you're looking for a way to be left alone with the fires of hell scorching my feet,
I think he's
save some
up.
trouble for me.
Hell to the Yizza. Sunday morning with the Caribou crew. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm gonna be real honest. I'm not quite ready to fucking start hitting the doobies yet. I need a few more minutes to kind of wake up and get my shit together. Otherwise, it's just gonna plummet downhill. I got shit I got to get doing, and it's I won't leave the couch. It'll be just one of those days. I got to avoid that. So as much as I really want to get one fired up here, I've got to wait at least another 3 or 4 minutes.
Not me.
I got the same problem just because I got to get my piece all cleared out because that's how I'm starting the morning.
Well, I guess
G-Bay, please tell us that you're on the ball and you got everything rocking perfectly A-OK today, because the rest of us are just fucking it up. Oh, yeah, see? That extra hour in the Eastern time zone, it works magic.
not bad.
Wait a minute, is he around my time or is he still an hour ahead of me?
He's
Maybe that's it.
Right? So, yeah.
9 a.m. here.
Oh yeah. See, it's that extra hour. That's it. He's fucking up. He's ready. That's what it is.
Just think of like Sniff probably has like household chores and shit done by now.
Sniff's having lunch right now.
Yeah, right? Sniff's fucking eating lunch already. Fucking shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Around and all that stuff. Good time. Cheers, Thunderman.
Go get the alcohol cleaned out of here so I can get the smoking strawberry raw back.
Galaxy, great to see you. Joel Scott, big words in there. Sheldon Estes in there. Fat Freddy's Cat, 311. Marcus Green,
Bud Prowler, nice to see you in there. Bud Prowler, is that you that's got the Canadian Discord, the Discord for Canadian weed growers or something like that? I have it in mind, but I don't go to it often enough. I think that's where I got it.
Cheers, Dank Man Dan. Great to see you.
I love seeing all the little sub communities and like you know what I mean? Every once in a while, someone meets someone from another group and it's like when you see two cells joined together under a microscope.
Yep.
Yes, Canadian Seed Exchange. That's the one. Check that out if you're Canadian.
Very cool.
Yeah, like everyone, we always piss off the Americans just mailing shit all over the place around here. They're like, man, we don't get that.
I don't know. They seem to do it.
Yeah, they just do it no matter what.
Yeah. What are you guys busting up over there?
I was smoking garlic cookies, rosin. Excuse me. Shouldn't have done that so early in the morning, but I'm going to set up my my vacuum today and purge off those diamonds.
Oh, that's exciting, dude. That's.
Today's,
Do you got them handy? Are we able to take a look at the jar from here?
today's the day, yeah. So I haven't set up the heat bath or nothing yet, but we got it. We got it now. They're
All right, let me big screen it. Fuck yeah.
yeah. There's not much left to crystallize in there. What I like about it is this though, that bit of sauce that's collecting there.
That's all your flavor right there, homeboy. Fuck yeah, dude. Those are gonna be delish.
Yeah, so I'm pretty stoked. I got it this far. I'm like, wow, look at me fucking go. But I look around at the market, and when the more you scale up, obviously, you start to lessen your expenses with the more you work with. So these bigger dudes are, like my buddies are. I picked up a 3.5 of diamonds for $35-$40. I'm like, can't even touch that, like, by production in the basement. Doing it on my own. So it's like,
Oh, you can't. And then you think about, like, because, like we've said this before, like, you've got me way outgunned when it comes to plants that you're growing, the size of them, like, etc. Yeah, I'm growing little plants and a few of them at a time and shit like that. You think of, like, if they were to take all their shit and just, like, blast it, BHO or rosin it and stuff, okay, you might get some pretty decent returns. But even then, it's not enough for you to justify with the amount of biomass that you got. So you think of how much plant material these guys really are dealing with.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's insane.
I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and the gentleman owned a farm. I want to say Miracle Farms in Colorado. I believe that's the name of it. And he said their extraction room has 2 5-pound columns, so they run 5 pounds at a time, and it's never stops. And what was their harvest? I think 1,800 to 2,000 plants every 15 to 30 days.
Yeah.
I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah. Can't even fathom that.
Yeah. It's like it goes so far out of my fucking realm. I'm like, you can't even compare it.
Yeah. No.
But like, for me to do this, this is like a hobby. Kind of like my old snowmobile. It's fun, but the parts still cost the same. So if I want to maintain it, it's still a fucking expensive thing to do. If I want to make my own diamonds, it's just going to be an expensive thing to do. But you get the pride of ownership, Well,
dude, you get the fact of you did this. Like, you've been sitting on that jar for what, about 2 weeks now?
Yeah, it's right about there. Yeah.
Yeah, man, we've been watching that slow change going on in there. That's fucking awesome, man. And you've got the extra material to do it. Otherwise, you're not putting yourself out. We've got a rough idea of what you're sitting on there, for medicine to keep you going. So fuck yeah, experiment.
Oh, that's potent. Dude, let's keep them terps in there. Jesus, Murphy. It's mainly that Hawaiian. It's got this really weird olive kind of terp to it. It's like it's weird. It's almost off-putting, but then it's not. Like, it's like, I don't know, man. It's
I don't know, man. Some are almost fighting words. Like olives are like one of those few foods that I'm deathly allergic to, so it's probably shouldn't even come into my house, because if I see it,
then they're just fucking disgusting.
Yeah, right. It's. But then again, the same thing about, like, smelly armpits. If you come into my house with smelly armpits, I'm probably going to want to kick you the fuck out of my house too, because you're stinky, rancid motherfucker. Now, if your weed smells like smelly armpits, somehow that is actually palatable. I don't get it. We never have figured out how we can do that with plants, but
yeah, right now I got no like super tasty, awesome strawberry terps or nothing. I got olives and garlic. So it's like really funk, man. I got the funk right now. But it's good because, like, I know they work. There's no questions about that. Hopefully these diamonds, once I get them purged off, that'll be the new dab. See how that goes.
We're gonna watch you all fucked up on Tuesday night. You're just gonna, like, hit 3 or 4, just like see your face sag like you're starting to stroke out, but you're not.
Jean Cresson.
Yeah.
Oh, so true, Yee Muffin.
Yeah.
It's funny, as a cannabis farmer, that's one of the things we do. Some people walk around and they grab their tomatoes and they look at them. With our buds, we just.
Yeah, it was actually a little funny. The other day, I was getting ready to do something, and I had a tray of stuff ready to be trimmed up right next to like the couch, and I was going to lay down and just take a nap or some shit. And I walked in the room, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And I started looking at my cat. I was like, "All right, you motherfucker!" I was like, "You better not have." And I'm looking all around everywhere, and I can't find it. And it's just like when I get by the weed, I'm like, "Oh." And I felt like an idiot because I'm like, all right, the weed smells like fucking gross litter box right now. I kind of like that.
Litter box weed. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, but it tastes so good.
Our fucking cat did the exact opposite and actually did fucking drop one in the house there yesterday. And I'm like, I like the cat, but at the same time, I'm at the point of if you can't use the litter box, you can live the fuck outside because, wow, that's just the way it fucking should be. They're going to grab like a load of dirty laundry off the floor of the bedroom kind of thing, run it down the washer, and as soon as you get it up to about here, you just get that strong ammonia. So not only are you pissing in the house, you just pissed on our fucking clothes, and I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah, I had a cat who used to think that the laundry hamper was a litter box. Also, he didn't stay in the house very long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunately, but it is going to be the ways, I do believe. Oh, well.
I'm doing all right. So get this, folks. I know this is not cannabis related, but you guys know me. I'm a Motorhead kind of guy. So my snowmobile went down a cylinder. I'm like, what the fuck? Plugs are wet, so there's fuel getting in there. Sparks coming from the spark plug when I tested that out. I've just rebuilt it like less than 1,000 miles ago, so it's got 150 psi in each cylinder. That's tight. That's good. I'm like, what the fuck, right? Inside my carburetor, a linkage had come apart. So when I was giving it throttle, the one side was getting pulled and actuated. The other side wasn't moving. So there's a little gap at the bottom for like your idle circuit, basically. Just when you're fired up, it's just enough to run, right? So the thing runs when I fire it up. I go to give gas. What the fuck? Man, I was all stoned up there on dabs last night, and I'm just looking at the fucking thing. Like, what the fuck, right? Crack into the carburetor. Sure enough, all the bits and pieces are just sitting in the top, all fucking disconnected. I'm like, there's your problem. Fucking thing. 20-something-year-old machines, man. They're fun, but
Hey,
you better know what you're doing and how to fucking poke around them and shit.
I was all happy. I got my carburetor on the snowblower rebuilt just in time for the snow to hit. So I was like, yeah, right. Fucking one pull, baby. Fucking boom, starts. I was like,
Yeah,
God damn, I'm fucking good, right?
I'm a man.
And then I went, I'm a man. But then I went to fucking unchoke it, right? Because it was choked. Just died on me. So it only runs at full fucking choke right now. I don't know where I got my settings fucked up, but I'm gonna take what I got, man.
Win. Sometimes it's easy as like just moving there'd be like a little metal rod linkage.
Yeah, and I think that's what I did. I think I got it flipped backwards, honestly, when I put it together. I think I got it, like turned the opposite way.
Daniel.
It makes me think of I seen a meme a while back or something along the lines of like, yeah, I went and like one pull started a rival dad's lawnmower right in front of his family today. Yeah, couldn't help but giggle over that shit. Let's rip it up. All of those. So we got first concert of the year tonight. We're excited about that. And here's actually the big kicker. You know me, I got that addiction to shows and stuff like that. So we're super stoked. today will be the first time I've had my daughter and my stepkids from the marriage, all four of us together in almost 4 years, since March 8th of 2021. It'll be the first time all four of us have been together. So I'm like, it's one of those things where, like, I've slipped away from the stepkids. It is what it is. I don't like it, but at the same time, I could have done more to prevent it myself. Right? It's just a fucked up happenstance of the whole situation and stuff like that. And you learn to kind of put shit out of your mind when it's bothering you, so that you're not dwelling on it and stuff like that. And then when you actually sit there and think about it, when I got confirmation from their mother yesterday that, yeah, all three of them can come, and you kind of almost get like those butterflies in your stomach again. And you're just like, almost like kind of nervous. It's like, it's just like, oh, I get all four of them or three of them together again. And it's just, fuck yeah, it's going to be exciting, dude.
Yeah, kids are fun, man. My daughter had a couple kids over, or a couple friends over yesterday. So, you know, when you put three basically 12-year-old girls in the same couple square feet, shit gets a little high pitched. It was fun watching them just, you know, be giddy little teenage girls. Yeah, the teenage years are coming. But we hang out, me and my daughter. We're buddies, so that's good. She likes getting on the back of my machines with me, so that's a big time bonus. She has no issue. She's been on the crotch rockets with me, the dirt bike, the snowmobile, the Sea-Doo. And each one of them, the flipper has hit the handlebar. So she's cool. Don't tell Mom.
Yeah.
I always say before I run, I'm like, hey, hold on. Don't tell Mom. I had that when I was a kid. You know, my dad would take me over in his buddy's car.
Got to pull the old set screw out so that you could fucking get full throttle.
Yeah, there you go.
As soon as you're away from the house.
No, I remember I ratted my old man at once. He had a buddy left a Mustang at the house one day. I came home and there's this like purple pearlescent 5-liter sitting in the driveway. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he's like, oh, it's my buddy's car. He was out last night, but it's just, he'll be coming. I'm like, well, like, fucking spin? He's like, oh yeah, let's go. Fucking start the car. It's like, grump. I'm like, oh, this will be all right. Oh, I ratted him out so hard. We came up. I'm like, Mom, you should have seen me. We went around the corner, and she's like, Mom. Like, my dad's like, you fucking idiot. What the fuck? Never take. Oh, you're on mute again, Fluff.
My like, kid, we were just talking about this kind of shit. My kid was a little fucking rat, boy. Anytime I ever fucking did anything, that little motherfucker ratted me right out to Mom.
Sounds like my kid, dude.
Yeah.
Like, so
I got told I'm not getting invited to anything cool anymore.
Right?
I got kicked off the team. Yeah, it was worth it. Yeah, I got him in trouble.
I remember years ago, I was plowing the driveway with the quad, and I backed into the car, which is actually the car I drive now, even, and I put a dent in it. I was like, oh, fuck, whatever it is, kind of thing. And the kid immediately fucking pretty much runs inside, fucking rats me out to the old lady. Now I'm in trouble for hitting the old lady's car and shit like that. And anyways, she's the time goes on, not very much time, and she forgets all about this incident. I don't even think she went out and looked at it, to be honest. I wasn't a huge dent, just a little one kind of above the back license plate. And she goes in to get her car taken in for some kind of servicing. I can't recall what it was. And when she gets it back, she notices a dent in the back of the car. And she fucking raises hell with the Chevy dealership. Fucking, you guys dinged my car, blah, 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 blah. And they apparently fucking had and like, as she's telling me this, I'm like, I feel like I know what dent she's talking about. I'm not 100%. And I
knew damn well
to exasperate this issue. And then a little bit later, she gets a message back from Chevy saying they've got a photograph of her vehicle with that dent in it before they even started to working on it. And so then not only was she mad about a dent in her car, she was pissed off because she looked really stupid in front of them because it was already there when she brought it in. I just kept my mouth shut. Didn't let her know that it was me that did it, or the fact that she already knew about that.
You already caught shit once. Like, you can't get shit twice, right?
Yeah, it's like double jeopardy, right?
Yeah, that's bullshit. You don't do that around there.
All right, someone already took the blame. I can't take the blame twice.
There was one, and actually the kid was talking about it the other day. Just fucking, I don't remember, man. Me and the old lady were fucking yelling at each other about something, and she turned around to fucking walk away and end it. And so I just fucking, fuck, and all I hear from right behind me is, Dad just flipped you off. Oh, fuck.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. Really quick. That shit turned into not being fucking angry at this fight anymore to fuck him.
Oh man, I love kids, but yeah, it'd be nice if they would just be quiet sometimes.
Now I know why the old adage, when I was a fucking kid, my parents looked at me and said, kids are meant to be seen, not heard. Shut the fuck up. now I understand why.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Reminds me of so like back in when we were young, like I was probably like my daughter's age or something, maybe a little bit older, and we'd go to our racetrack of our local town there, where they do hit to pass, where you're driving in the circle, and basically it's fucking last car standing wins kind of thing. I do that, and it's free for kids, whatever age and under, right? 7 and under, 10 and under, whatever. And I remember my parents are like, they don't want to pay for fucking full prices for everyone, so it's like, okay, forget. They get up to the money taker, ticket people or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, we got these kids that are fucking 9 or whatever. My sister, without skipping a beat, fucking pipes up, I'm not, and then she spits out how old she actually is, and it's like, oh, fucking busted. Like,
Fucking kid, yeah. Yeah, she's under 12. No, I'm not. I'm 13. Yeah. It's like that meme when it's got that black dude and his wife beater just doing that.
Oh yeah. Well, man, when you were a kid and your fucking parents were taking you to all these places, you've been dying to just get older and older and older. And these motherfuckers are looking, you're fucking 7, shut the fuck up. And I'm not 7, I'm fucking 9, leave me alone.
well, I think the big part about it is there was no talk or conversation about that we're going to magically change your age from what you actually are to a different younger age. And so then when you get the kid just thinks you're misspeaking, right? And it's like goes in for the correction and for the kill at the same time. Great. And he just cost
right. The kids are just trying to keep everything honest, man. That's all they're trying to fucking do.
Yeah.
That's
until they get caught.
Pretty awesome. Like when a kid says something.
Cheers, Adam. Have a great day, bud.
Later, Adam.
Like when somebody needs to be told, but the adults are like, yeah, it's just, that's kind of, it's just going to cause an issue if we say anything. But then the kids, they don't give a shit.
Cheers, bud, brother.
You catch a toddler catching you doing something dumb or whatever, they're going to call you out. And they ain't going to be nice about it. That's the thing. They don't know the parameters of, like, how to speak properly yet. So kids say the damnedest things, and it's true. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hoobie, how you dealing? How's the snow, brother? I'm not laughing because like anyone has to deal with it in a hardship way, but like, how's the snow down there, boys? I was seeing videos of people like snowboarding down Main Street of like cities that just don't get snow. They take the opportunity when it arises, I guess. Eh?
May as well.
Yeah.
We had kids ice skating on top of the snow here recently because our first snow, we had a real nice, it was just like sleet and snow at the same time. So it just created a nice, what looked like snow, but was basically a sheet of fucking ice. And so it was kind of funny watching the kids out there ice skating on top of snow. But yeah.
Yeah. I remember one time when I was a kid, it would have been in the late 80s, early 90s, that we had like a mild ice storm or whatever you want to call it, and we would skate around the neighborhood. Yeah, it was fun.
Oh, bro, truck hoods, fucking, it didn't matter. We attached shit that would slide to motor vehicles and had fun.
And head on out. It's the way to do it.
Hell yeah, dude. We even brought that to my kid. Even my kid, even at a young age, was smart enough to know that he did not want to get on the fucking sled behind the 4-wheeler that the old man was pulling. Because doesn't matter how young you were, if you were on the sled behind the 4-wheeler, better pay attention. The shit comes. Yeah, oh yeah, fucking the mailboxes, anything. Hop him off the curb, see if I can jump him off of it. It's. I did not treat my kid any better than I would have treated one of my 30-year-old friends at that point. You know what I mean?
No, my friend had a farm back in the day, and we used to make contraptions to pull around, like couches with skis on the bottom and shit. So,
Hell yeah.
we were those guys. Fun times, though. Or just the GT snow racer, the little sit down ski thing there. Those things were fun. We used to make trails through the bush, big jumps and drop offs, all that stuff. But I think of doing that now, and it just sounds like the dirt.
That's the one. I've always wanted to try some of the snow shit in the sand since we don't get snow anymore. So I like to be warmer better. So let's just try it in the sand and see what happens. Man, sandburn sucks when you fucking wipe out. Like real hard.
Sandpaper.
You're fucking right.
Yeah. People that like where Caribou's way there sometimes, they get some snow drifting up in the mountains and shit, man. You just can only see the roof of the house. There was a spot I used to go snowmobiling out there, and you'd get to the cabin where it's like a little, not a rescue cabin, but it was a really nice little log cabin with a wood stove and stuff. Like it's kind of like a base. Before you could ride flat land, and then there was the cabin and the mountains. So it was like a base before the guys would head up the mountains. And a lot of times you'd pull up there and you'd just see the peak, and then you'd have to walk down in the snow. Like there'd be a hole in the snow to get down into the door of the cabin. It's kind of neat. little gnome home up in the mountains.
A gnome home? I mean, it would be fitting for you.
Yeah. Hey, Dink, man, Dan, I'll get down to the UP one time, man, to rip it up. That's one of the spots I want to go.
I mean, shit, don't you just gotta like drive your 4-wheeler over or your fucking sled over there across the border? Aren't you close enough?
Pretty well.
You guys are right there, man.
Get a couple extra gas tanks, hit that lake, and just.
Yeah, man. I mean, you rode a freaking enduro to Illinois. I mean, well, not to Illinois, across the border to New York, anyway. There's no reason you couldn't do a 4-wheeler to fucking Michigan. Snowmobile.
My buddy was in the garage the other day. We were dicking around and we were talking about the bike because it's up on a stand right now with all its internals puked out. I'm doing some wiring stuff. And he's like, yeah, nice, but it's hard to get around and do any length. And I'm like, yeah, I ended up down near like Syracuse, New York, basically. And he's like, on this thing? I'm like, yeah, man. He's like, oh, fuck, no thanks. Like, yeah, it was the milk crate at the back with my backpack, though. It was like almost having like a sissy bar on a Harley.
Yeah, I was like having a nice little fucking rest right there.
I literally could lean back on my backpack full of clothes and shit. I was like, that's not bad. But then when you jump first gear on there, you're leaning back. Well, that's not good either. I don't have insurance, man. Yeah, I don't know if you were here earlier, Dank, man. Freaking internals in the top of my flat slide carburetor came apart, and only one of my slides was actuating. Thought I'd fucked something up big time, but nope. Old mechanic Jeeves got in there and fucked around and found out and figured it out. And luckily, I had a set of spare carbs. Took them apart last night, and I opened the first side. Yeah, I already stole the guts out of that one. It was fucking empty, nothing in there. I'm like, well, that's no good. Opened the other side and had the little clip I was looking for. So. Oh yeah, Hooli, nice big 1500 cruiser. Yeah, that bike, your bike would go about as fast as mine in second gear. Like that enduro is pretty slow. Yeah, it kind of sucks for us, man. You guys took our winter. Like we got lots of snow and everything right now, but I'm hovering right around freezing. I'm like, I could use a few more.
Brother, we've got like a good one going on right now. It's like, the snow that we've got was, like in the low, right at the 30 mark, like right at the snow mark. So it's like warm and calm and just nice snow where it's not just that aggressively fucking, super cold or too wet. It's right. It's perfect fucking snow. We got a perfect little snow going on right now. So I enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm sitting right at like just hovering around freezing. So it makes everything like sloppy. I'll get out and get her done. 9 degrees, who? If that was Celsius, I'd be happy for it. That's not.
That is not, but we don't do the Canadian units. We do freedom units, and that's fucking cold.
That's cool. Yeah,
That's
when you get
fucking
single digit Fahrenheit. Yeah. That's
I think we're doing good here. Fucking, I do have to laugh. All the crap Dan would talk to us about, all the come down here, all this great weather. Ha ha! I'm warmer than you are right now, fucker. By like 20 degrees. Ugh. Oh wait, Matt Dan's probably not quite as fucking. He probably ain't got all those issues. Damn, I always forget they're not like neighbors.
Well, see, riding with Dankman would be fun because we have the same hobbies, It's like our pit stops would be all right. All my buddies up here, they're just beer drinkers, right? And I don't drink, so. The typical thing where you get out there, it's like, oh, let's ride for an hour, stop, have a beer or two, ride for an hour. And it's just like,
It's the thing. It's the same thing with joints now. You just fucking ride for 20, stop, fire up fucking fatty. Ride for 20, stop, fire up fatty. Let them drink a beer, fucking smoke a fatty, get on your way, right? They got to smoke a cigarette while they're drinking a beer anyway. You just smoke a fatty. All the same.
oh, yeah. It's funny, like, as I get older and stuff and look back, I'm like, wow, I have some really Canadian friends. Like, when I head up the lakes to some of these guys that, like, live up the lakes where it's, like, secluded and, like, they don't get out much, They're wood choppers and fishermen and stuff. They don't go to town often. You can tell now.
So I used to, when I would go up to near the UP, shit like that, Minnesota, anything like that, to go work, and some of the Upers were there to fucking work on some of these jobs. They were typically, especially in the industrial side, those Upers are typically those same guys, right? That are, they don't get out much except for the fucking job. And yeah, dude, they're some of my favorite people to work with, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the upper crust of the states is kind of like Canadians. You got Minnesota, Wisconsin, upper Michigan. There's them your hillbillies, man. Those are our people. Us Canadians don't really jive with the Floridians and stuff too much. We go down there for once we get old and our bones ache in the winter. We tend to head down then. Act all tough until we're like 55, 60, and then we're like, fucking winter hurts.
Oh, bro, it doesn't take 50 or 60, man. It's like it's somewhere in the fucking late 40s it creeps in, bud. Getting rough.
Dude, my knees. Fucking. Thanks, Dad. That. Like, I go to get up sometimes, it's like I buckle. Like, that's what the fuck is that? And then I sit there and I go pound on the snow machine all day, and I got an older one. The joke with that. It's like, beating the bones out of you. So.
Oh, yeah, man. That's why I had to quit fucking riding. It's because all that shit just hurts too much.
Yeah.
After my first back surgery, I sold most of my motorcycles because it was hard to fucking straddle and just take in. And I always liked a hardtail anyway. Like, I just love the way that feel of that bike, so there's no riding that, There's no riding a hardtail when your back is uncomfortable. Those things just beat the ever living fuck out of you. So
I can do all right on that one I got now, but it's like I'd get like butt cheeks. My butt cheek gets sore just because it's not really a saddle; it's a dirt bike seat, right? So it's like halfway through my ride, I gotta put one cheek on the seat, and then a couple minutes later, put the other cheek on the seat. It's like, oh goddamn. Then I have to take a stop, like an hour long rest. But I'll, go get lunch and or whatever, right? So it's not too bad.
That's just getting old, bud.
Yeah,
That's all that is.
I get it. I'm trying to deny it, but it's like it's just creeping up on me like more and more and more. And it's like I see some of my friends or people I grew up with, you know what I mean? And like I'm blessed with a little bit of youthful genes where I'm doing pretty good. And some of the people I grew up with, it's like I don't know if you were just rough on yourself or life's been rough to you or what, but it's like, damn, we're getting old, man. We're getting old. We're not all fucking youthful and peachy skinned and shit anymore, man. Some of us are fucking limping around and all wrinkly and shit. It's like, fuck. Embrace it, I guess. I don't know.
He's 2 seconds from getting a fucking oh man, what is that the super old Nissan shit? Oh man, my computer's like, oh fuck you. Yeah. Remember, oh, Goldwing. He's like 4 seconds from a Goldwing, it sounds like. He's gonna have his old lady all fucking in the couch behind him with fucking headset and I can see it now. Power glide. You and your comfortable. Wait, you didn't even say power glide. Let's street glide. You and your comfortable bike. Ugh. Do.
Get it in here. Sunday morning coffee and cannabis. I'm enjoying this.
I had to come here the other day and start chopping some of these fucking beans.
Starting to look Jumanji-ish in that bed.
Yeah, where's the lizards?
I was in the Discord having a little chat with fucking Kingfisher. He's dumb thing starting to throw pollen all over. So I was starting to chop them down. But there was like 2 bean plants taking over this whole side, and like they're the fucking root to it. The thing is just ridiculous. Oh, fucking dumb life, man. So anyway, got here, did some managing. Ain't got to worry about it no more. It broke. So it's looking good. We got these. I have been feeding them a little more. They have been slightly pissy. I don't know. They just want a lot more nitrogen, it looks like, than what I'm actually giving them. I thought using these cow pots and some of this other stuff would be good, but they just fucking hungry.
Hoob's picking on you. Fluff can't even grow a small cover crop. Why do you think he's going to grow small plants?
Booby. I can too. Wait, look. See, look at the cover crop over here. Totally manageable. Fucking. So, yeah, let's see. We got a little bug damage, and some of this is actually from when they were coming out of the soil. So, we put real tender plants in this room. A lot of everything in here. So, as you can see, new growth's doing real nice. They're getting hardened off. They're getting showing the resistances, things like that. So these here are all the blue thunderbomb from Ozark. So that is the Shishkaberry by Cherry Pie Kush. So got those, and then these over here are the Triangle Octane by Chaos Kush. Bam. That High and Tight was doing. So they're all doing good. Like I said, I just need to figure out what the hell is, what's making them so wanting to make them hungry. To give them a little more. So I'm gonna start giving him a little more of the comfrey extract and some Alaskan fish. Probably like every watering that I give them, I'll give them something, a little of that, see if they need that. The soil should be good. I mean, these plants are more than happy and healthy. So they just
Last
want.
I seen them, they were tiny.
What's that?
The last I seen them, they were tiny. Fucking hell yeah! I love seedlings because it's that stage where they really, really, bounce up right away.
Yeah, and we're keeping them in a small root zone, so I'm keeping them in those pots for a little bit. No reason for it, especially these small testers here, because these are all FEMs. So no reason to keep these in the pots other than kind of. I was hoping, honestly, what would happen is if I keep these ones kind of behind in those small pots with these, I'll be able to get these sexed out, and then I can get everything in the bed at the same time. So that's the idea. But I might just plant everything and then go ahead and actually, the other day, a week and a half in here, it was raining out. It was pretty crazy because like my fucking driveway was full of worms. So I just went ahead and threw a couple extras in here because that's fun. Checked them out, make sure they weren't any of those weird fucking jumping earthworms, but I don't see any of those yet.
Dude, you should get some hammerhead worms.
Ha! Those look cool.
They do. I'm pretty sure they're parasitic, but they look fucking rad.
So I was in here talking with Kingfisher, and we can actually see something real cool. So it was because of all these little fucking flowers pollinating everywhere. It was just getting all over everything in here, and I just chopped a plant upstairs because of pollen just drifting everywhere in my house. So I went ahead to get rid of that one, but I was laughing a little bit because I was just watering the bed. And I was sitting here talking with him, and I was like, well, there's a tomato hiding in here. So as I was watering, it's just the whole room, as the water hit it, you could just smell the tomato plant. I ended up finding 2 hidden by the big-ass bean plant. So they probably got some more in here, but they'll pop up.
The pollen probably, would any of the, bug life you have in that soil be feeding on the pollen at all? Like I know some of the bugs that crawl around on the plants use pollen as a food source. So
yeah. There's what I forget which mite will go through and use pollen as a food source. So I believe maybe it's the Stratiolapis, maybe. But hell, I was going to show that. We're just going to lift up this little section here. And you can see it run everywhere. So, once you give these things a little bit of dark, you get the here. You can see those mites. Those are all, the brown soil mites. These.
Well, fuck, look at them go. Hey, you got tons of shit going on there. That's cool.
So you got rove beetles moving everywhere. So like anytime I pick something up around here and you do this, you see all those little bastards scatter.
Oh yeah,
Rove beetles. So they're doing their job of fucking eating all the top shit that's going on in here.
That's so cool.
I wanted to throw a little bit of this cover over here on some of these areas that don't seem like they're popping with a lot of the seed, just to give it a little more humidity. Capture that right there to help them seed germinate.
Now I know the bugs in the soil are, they help break down all that organic material. Now, do they have biological warfare between them? Like, do the bugs attack each other, or like what? How does?
So it's actually one of the funnier ones. They sell a mite pack. For like general predator mites, right? It's got the 3 major mites in there. So 2 of those mites will actually hunt each other down rather than go for a different food source, like what they're supposed to.
Mhm.
So when you have those two there, you're actually basically nullifying two of your mite species because they will just kind of fucking eat each other. Their job. And I believe that is actually the ones that are kind of native to the worm bins and soil. Those brown soil mites. So I believe that's what are the ones that will hunt the other mite because those mites are just a little bit slower, easier to eat, more prevalent. So
Opportunistic, I guess.
yep, that's exactly it.
That means some organic stuff. Ooh, look at this, a live one, Curry.
That's it. So the rove beetles, they will prioritize. I believe it's the fungus gnats because you won't see a fungus gnat anywhere in this bitch. We are solid with fungus gnats. Damn one nowhere. But right after that, before they will do things like go after a thrip or anything like that, they'll go after the springtails, which in a system like this, I have so many fucking springtails that, until something they like better shows up, it's on the springtails. So
cool. I'm kind of with Galaxy. I'm like, yeah, I know they're good, but it still freaks me out to see them a bit.
yep, it doesn't. So that is one thing. It does get a little awkward to look at here. So when I put these here in this bed, these were very tender plants that came out of my clone dome, and what you will see is those beginning couple leaves. These, when they were in that clone dome, they just grew a nice supple leaf. When these plants came in this room to get hardened off, even the cover crop was more hard than these. So any bug that wanted to eat a plant, first thing it wanted to chew on was this. So, any of these that were not above this one still did muty as shit. What the fuck's going on there? But actually, these were a better example because they're growing a little more and they were in here a little bit more. But all the new growth, now that it's hardened off a little bit, the bugs aren't fucking with. So it's you kind of got to get the balance of the bugs. You got to get the plant. They get their own resistances. They got to get hardened off to the room and the atmosphere. So
kind of
Yeah,
like
one of the
when
coolest
you want
rooms
to
in
break
the
into
club.
the Circle of Life song from The Lion King.
If I could sing, I'd belt it out, but I can't. So we all just think.
I feel like you could probably sing better than the other two of us up here. So
I may have YouTube beat, but that's about it.
That is hard to get with, and a lot of people, you hear a lot of shit. Fucking, oh, look at all those bugs. Fucking bugs ain't even gonna look at that plant in another week. You know what I mean? As soon as I take those little leaves that will never be seen again and just drop them there on the surface, you'll never know it. It's one of those things. And I realize, if there is disease in there, that is a big vector, and I would try to, really keep shit like that at a minimum. I mean, I've got spray, I've got bugs, and I will start doing that to mitigate things, to lower pressures like that. But I'm there to let that room catch its balance, right? Just like I would in the garden, and then I should be able to easily do things to mitigate any pressures that I have. So that's one of those, once you get that cover crop on there, those rove beetles take over, other things, other mite, the mites, the nematodes, things like that. Yeah, that, you won't see a bug above the surface of that mulch very soon. So I have been debating on whether or not to use isopods. I was talking with somebody about this. Maybe
the
it was
little
King
pill
Fit.
bug, the little roly poly.
Yeah, your roly polies, pill bugs, things like that. They're great detrivores. They do an awesome job of just breaking down the organic matter and things like that. But they have a tendency to get out of hand very fast, and I don't want to do a bunch of crazy mitigation to keep them under control. So, especially with the amount of fucking organic matter that I have in that bed.
Here's a funny thing that so like I'm all about the bugs if I was allowed to do it. My old lady kind of has a lot of say in what goes on in this house and shit like that. And when I see all the life in there, I get excited. And when you said the isopods, it makes me think. I instantly thought of like those living like lizard terrariums and stuff like that, where like there's a guy got Serpa Designs. I think his YouTube and Instagram handle is where he'll build all these terrariums for frogs, all kinds of different lizards and shit like that. And he'll like living plants and all that. And one of the things he'll do is introduce the friggin' pill bugs and stuff like that, so that they'll, the lizards always have a living food source going on in there. It's a living environment, and I always thought that kind of shit is really cool. And the funny thing is, my old lady says we're allowed to do something like that, but I can't have
An enclosed life system.
Yeah, well, it can't be pretty enclosed.
Dude, have you seen? I don't remember the name. I will have to send you a link to this motherfucker's YouTube. But this dude has the most amazing weed grow I've ever seen in my life. I will fucking hands down say he has my favorite grow ever. Clay showed me this shit. This guy has a little river running down his shit. Like he looks like he set up a little fucking field with a stream in it, and he grows a fucking weed plant here and there on each one of them. But it's got I'll send you the fucking link. It is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. I think he said it's, or the last one I saw was like day 365 of this whole ecosystem just thriving, and it is fucking awesome.
Weed plants and water features, like I have like koi ponds and stuff like that, man. Or like I absolutely fucking love that shit. It was I remember when the ex-wife and I got together, it was within the first month or so of us moving in together. I went out and bought or actually, no, sorry, I think I got a year behind, actually. But anyways, one of those 100-gallon horse feeder troughs, and I went and got some koi for that. And we had those for about 7 years, was it?
Thank you, Dag.
Stuff like that for a lot of those until I actually ended up killing a lot of them off, right? But those ones, we'd bring it inside for the winter kind of thing, so we wouldn't kill our fish off over the winter, put it outside in the summer. Once we bought the house that her and the kids are living in now to this day, fuck, that looks amazing.
Yeah, it's like
we would we went out and dug an actual pond out there.
Yeah, there you go, G-Bay. Yeah, that's the one with the black soldier fly fucking taking the lazy river.
Yeah. Day 339 from starting the regenerative ecosystem.
It is amazing, dude. Absolutely fucking amazing. Like Clay said, fucking inspirational, honestly. Look at that thing.
If we're gonna search it, why don't we just put it up on the big screen instead of holding cell phone?
I'm not that good. Come on.
Because we're old, fucker. We don't know how to do these fancy new things.
You do it.
You do it.
I literally have a phobia of shutting down the show and shit.
There's only one way to do it, and that's not that.
I know. I'll get better.
If you don't want to, just say I don't want to. It's all good.
I've just, I literally don't think I've opened Instagram on my computer ever. So that's where I have the problem, is I've never looked at it on my computer. So I don't even know how to log in.
I really should brush up on my computer skills.
That's the thing, man. For some reason, there's like a disconnect between the phone and the computer to me. Like, they have the same apps. They do the exact same thing. And it's like, but this thing belongs on the phone and this thing belongs on the computer. And I don't know, man. That must be that old guy in me fucking just being a boomer.
I don't know, certain apps on my phone that I don't want on my computer. A lot of it is the same. There's crossover for me personally. Like, I can Instagram and shit. Like I do that one on the computer fairly frequent, but there is certain shit where I don't want the two to be able to fucking talk. Oh, here, what the fuck was it there the other day? So I was trying to do something on my computer, I think, and then the audio wanted me to listen to it on my phone or something ridiculous like that. And it was just one of those, once again, I want my devices disconnected and not functional together. It was just us having a what the fuck kind of moment. All right, well. Okay, so what's that dude's Instagram handle again? Because I want to check.
Oh, hey, fucking, there you go. Sniff just put it up there in the chat.
Oh, skunk. Okay. Because this is sweet as shit.
Dude, it is. It's fucking super sweet. Man, Clay, I had some cheese in here not so long ago, but it wasn't like Cheez-It cheese. It was more like Parmesan-y or, oh no, fuck, it would almost smell more like Munster cheese or something like that. You know that weird smell? It's kind of, that's what mine would. We should ask him on the show. We fucking send him a message.
Share that shit up. And anyway.
Fontina. maybe that's what it was. This is like on the same level of shit as the guy who's got like the basement fucking aquarium grows. Or
Yeah.
you know what I'm yeah, I know you know that guy too, right?
Fucking yeehaw. Now, I'm purposely not putting sound on this, so that you guys will go to this dude's channel and check it out, but also because it's just worry about getting flagged for this stuff. Hopefully he doesn't mind us showing off on here, but this is fucking rad.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have to send this dude a message. Get him on, fucking talk with him.
Like, man, this guy's hitting like.
Now this is one thing though. Oh wait, he can walk around this whole backside, can he? I was like, how's he gonna harvest that plant in the backside? But I see now he can actually walk all the way around this thing. He did give himself enough room, so.
Okay, so this is okay. Now, how do I go back to? He's got shrimp in there.
Yeah, fucking.
What? Dude, this is like, so aquaponics, if you go back to the early days of Caribou Heart TV, I was fucking with aquaponics. Those koi fish I was talking about a couple minutes ago were a big part of that until I killed them off. And now this is like taking it so much further. Dude, I'd put like mud skippers and shit in there. Cherry shrimp have arrived. Ooh.
Yeah, and I mean I don't even know if I would ever have the fucking time to. This one's cool, looking at all the stuff that was already growing on his rabbit poop.
Wow. Okay, wow. Okay, I gotta knock that off because we could literally do this all fucking day if we were to let it. Okay, well, thank you for that one right there.
Yeah,
that's some cool shit that we gotta go and check out here.
Yeah, I'd definitely love to talk with him because things like that I would love to see. Like generally, how much time does he spend in maintenance on that? I know getting that thing moving had to just take monumental fucking effort to get things in balance, get it started, get it moving, all that stuff. But as you go through it, how much time does that thing take? You know, because that's the point of the ecosystem, right? Is kind of like let it take care of itself eventually.
Well,
So-
like I am curious about the setup on that. Like how like so how long did it take you from concept to completion to the point where you can have it so it is kind of self-sustaining? In theory, I imagine, is that actually true, Hoobie?
I
feel
believe
like
it. I don't know. That's honestly what fucking a year. Yeah, that'd be a year's worth of fucking work right there. So that makes sense. I could buy that.
I can see, like, well, I'm just thinking, like, you know, 'cause you got like your rock substrates in there, what's underneath the rock, but you've also got the channel for the flowing water and stuff like that in there. So, like, is that just like rock and soil building up around that kind of thing? So
I just don't see how I've never found that fucking Instagram until Clay fucking sent it to me, because all the stuff I search, all the regenerative, you know, all the weed, all the building, you know, the ecosystem things, how did that one never pop up on my feed? Like that is, I don't think I want anybody else in my feed anymore. I just want that.
He might be my new favorite guy. Like, it's my favorite IG person was OK Calix for a long time, and he's still absolutely one of them. But then recently, I've discovered like Piper Alley, the chick that plays like Freebird on the bagpipes and shit like that. Her and this harp lady that harp is KT. She plays like Tool on the harp and shit like that.
Are they like doing duets now? Shit.
No, but they're two
Oh,
of my
okay.
favorites, right? That I follow them. But I think this guy might have just like plunked them down a bit. Oh, and another one. I know you follow that Lizard the Buddy guy. I didn't realize that guy was like Croatian or some shit.
Yeah.
I had no idea until I saw a video where he was talking there the other day, and I was like, "Shit, I wouldn't have guessed that."
Dude, I love that fucking. That makes me so happy every time I see that big old iguana. Be like, pick me up, motherfucker, pick me up. Because that's how it reminds me very much of mine. You know, you wouldn't think of something like those big lizards having so much personality and wanting to hang out with you, but they fucking do, man. And they're pretty awesome. So when I saw that thing online, the very first time, it just was like, oh, my heart melted a little bit.
I just want to. Charismatic voice. That's another good one. Yep, big word. Huge fan of hers as well.
Actually, J5, I was thinking if he lined that with plastic, I would have been super surprised, because I just figured he probably did a solid fucking stone base and then built up around it that way. I mean, with what he was making, it would make sense. You know, if you're going to, I don't see him half-assing that and just doing plastic on the bottom, you know?
No. Oh, that's cool. It's like,
Yeah, I could see him making that whole bottom out of like slate or something like that, right? And then building the rock up around to fucking seal it. Probably fucking sealed it with mud and shit too, just like it naturally would. You know, made his own little. Anyway, I'm gonna fucking go and watch his shit and find out. I had only recently gotten this and haven't dove into it too much, other than enough to be like, oh.
well, like I've got shit to do today because I got to head out of town tomorrow and I've got a road trip to go on today. So it's like I don't want to do anything. I just kind of want to play on social media now, but it's probably not well advised. What I could do is roll another joint, though. I can absolutely that. Rolling joints is always well advised.
Oh.
I got my little contraption kind of going over here. Got my little heat pads and my little vessel over here hooked to my vacuum pump, ready to plug it in and everything. Well, problem being is it's very sensitive when I first do it right off the hop. It gets what they call the muffin top. I don't know about the diamonds and soft part because I've never done this, but I know if this was just BHO, it's gonna like literally expand out this and like come out like a big bubbly mess. So I have to sit there and control my air valve to mitigate that full vacuum force. I keep it just partial vacuum until that muffin topping goes away, and then I can lock in the full vacuum. It'll sit there naturally. You got to watch that if you're ever purging what they're called muffin top. It'll get you because my vessel's only an inch or two tall, right? So when it expands, I can hit my lid if I don't pay attention. So I don't think I'm going to do her live, but I'll get some pictures and everything and do post her on the old Insta. Just it's a sensitive activity. I don't want to be concentrating on one thing and mess it up. But we're ready. We're locked in. We've waited the 15 days. We've got everything.
Can't wait to hear the reviews on it.
Oh yeah. Get some nice big diamonds up there. That sauce at the bottom. I think what I'm going to do before I purge it, I will get one of my nice little glass dab receptacles, whatever you call it. Little dab container, nice glass one. Clean it with alcohol, get it right and ready. Take that jar and tilt it at an angle and just let it sit for an hour or two and let all that sauce drip into the container. Purge that separately. Separate as much as I can, I guess, a little bit. Be neat just to have a little bit of each on separate.
It seems fun, right? To have and make your own dye. And I'm just curious to see if in the end of this, if you find that it's going to be worth the effort that went and the time, the tools, everything that went into it, or
I'll tell you right now, it's not.
Not.
Like I was saying earlier, it's like my snowmobiling hobby. It's expensive.
All right.
And the way the market is today, especially where I'm at, like my friend yesterday ordered 3.5 for $35 and said it's great. So I'm like, how do I even justify that, right? The butane alone was fucking $40.
Yeah, right.
It's a passion, not that just to say. When I'm done with this, I can say to all my buddies, I'm the only one that's ever done that. That's about it. That's what I'm paying for, is I guess bragging rights to say I did it.
There you go. Hey, give it to your friends and be like, "This will fuck you. Yeah, this will knock your socks off."
Like
I can do better than them. Look.
Yeah, like before when I'd say like the G-Bay Genetics name is not really me breeding. It's just me being the weed guy. Like all my buddies, when I go out and I bring that and out on a sled ride and with my little thing and everything, they're gonna laugh at me. They're gonna be like, "Hey, more like you're such a fucking weed nerd." Like everywhere you go, you got contraptions and homemade potions, and I'm like, "Yeah, man, you want to hang out with me? You get to what you get."
You get fucking weed.
And that, so I took up weed smoking on the double. Yeah, Farms got it right there. You need to be able to recover the solvent. I don't have that option right now, so that's my issue.
Yeah. Well, then right. And then it's the matter of you got to have the equipment to do it. That equipment costs a lot of money, so then that has to be justified. Basically, in order to do it, you got to be selling it, and here we are. You got to be able to make some form of profit on it, or if you can justify the amount that you spend on, doing dabs, different forms of what you like. If you can justify that, then I can totally see the point of, that equipment, everything's worth it, right? It's still in the long run, it'll end up saving you money. It's just such a kick in the nuts and the learning curve up front. But yeah. Probably been my biggest thing, right? I love the idea of like the Rotovap or something like that to make some RSO. But at the same point, I really love the traditional fucking ways. It's proven it worked. But also to be able to do like a CO2 extraction or something like that, where you really could do something a lot cleaner, that really does interest me. Like CO2 extraction does. Love to get into some of that, but it's just so much money to get into that.
Oh yeah, the stainless steel columns and all it becomes like it's laboratory stuff.
I can make the columns. I ain't got the problem making the columns. It's the scientific equipment that goes along with the columns and things that I can't fuck with.
It's like industrial looking shit too. It freaks people out when they see gauges and stands and
Yeah.
piping. Fuck. Meth lab. It's like, no, really, we're just
No, this is a motherfucking science lab right here. It's not a meth lab.
Yeah. Like what I went through as a best value vac. So I just got the low grade one, but it works for me. And it's a Pyrex dish with a 1/2-inch plexiglass plate, and then just it's got you could probably get all this stuff at like Princess Auto to build that, or Harbor Freight for you Americans.
Is that the same thing? Princess Auto's like a Harbor Freight?
Yeah, cheap farm stuff and like tools and garage knickknacks and shit. If you're gonna use a tool once, Princess Auto's your place. Like if you just need like a certain wrench for one. I was going through my tools, cleaning up my garage the other day, and I must have had a moment where I was stuck somewhere and needed a bigger wrench than what I had. One of my open end wrenches was cut and ground down to a bigger size. I'm like, nifty. That's useful. You didn't engrave the new size on it either. You just hacked it to make a bigger wrench and then threw it back in the pile. I'm like, yeah, garbage. Yeah. Things welders do. I was like, fucking. And it probably wasn't a cheap one. It was one of those like big wrenches. You know what I mean? So it's like ones you don't get in a kit.
Yeah, it's when I realized that fucking Snap-on is basically just really high-priced Harbor Freight bullshit. It took me one motherfucking wrench. I had a 1-inch a 1-inch drive ratchet, right? Big mother. We had to move some bolts on some. It was hydrogen piping, So to hand tighten it, we were trying to get it somewhere near like 1,500 psi hand tight. Just ridiculous. Anyway, snap the fucking gears in a like $500 Snap-on wrench the first time I ever used it. Just completely blew the head apart. Nowhere near the fucking like the rating it should have been, and just blew it apart.
Pissed off when you're like. There's a bit of a satisfaction in breaking a tool because tools are supposed to be tough, but like when at the same time when it's like I was hardly even trying on that one and it just fucking what the fuck.
Yeah,
Hobo Freight. That's funny. You know what sucks? So I can't find my laser thermometer, like my laser temperature gauge. Kind of wanted that to dial in the temps here.
You lasering it up? What kind of temps you looking for?
Right? I just like to be able to dial it in. This I don't know if it's going to get it up to the 110 that I want. So I do what everyone told me not to do and plug 2 heat mats in and put them on top of each other.
Why would you do that? Theoretically, you're not going to get any more heat.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, hear me out. I didn't test it, but it feels hotter. Can I roll with that?
You can roll with that, man. You can. But yeah, maybe you should just like put one on the bottom and then wrap one around it, and then you could really fucking get some heat up in there. That way you're not laying one on top of the other one and really getting some fucking whack shit, getting ready to burn your house down.
I'll go look, because when I do the water bath one, where I used to have a skillet, like a little for food or whatever, and I'd put it on keep warm, and I'd do a double water on there, and I could dial that in. Over a few hours of it sitting there, I'd have a candy thermometer or a food thermometer sitting in the water. So as I dialed the skillet plate, I got to know where on that dial it would rest at 110. With the new setup, just heat mats, I don't think it gets that high. It only goes like 85, right? So we'll see. It worked last time though. It kept my extraction last time liquid enough to keep it moving and bubbling. So I don't know exactly why they want it to go to the 110. Maybe that really helps in assisting getting everything out. It's probably some sort of like temperature threshold. Like once you get past 105 into the 110 range, it probably really helps extract. So look at the boost. You guys, come on. I love it. We got rid of the Friday show and now it just sprinkles itself in and through the week.
Oh shit, that's funny, man. Yeah, well, I was just thinking, I can't believe out of all the fucking seeds out of that last run that I had, that fucking Gypsy Juice ones are the ones that actually ended up, like a lot of people ended up liking that one. I mean, it wasn't no BAM, but a lot of people did end up fucking having a good run with that. It's like super fruity. But I was looking at seeds because I got empty tents and more shit that needs to get popped. Like this stuff's in this room and I already got that, but it's time to start hunting and working towards like maybe the F3 and the Black Forest. So getting one picked up and kept up, start looking for a male because that's a long ass process in my fucking book. So I was just looking up at my seeds and I was like, holy fuck. But yeah, that's what I got in order here soon is I definitely want to get started. I think by, I want to say by hopefully the end of summer, I should have something looked at. I got a decent cut of Black Forest that I'm fairly happy with, but I think I could find something a lot better. But if I can have something wrapped up, ready to kind of throw together by the end of summer, I'd be pretty fucking happy about that. You know, at least know I've got the cuts, that I want to use, and probably wouldn't find a male in that time, but at the same time, I've been debating whether or not when I do the Black Forest F3, if I was going to just to fuck around and see what happened if I hit the BAM back with the fucking Black Forest F2, just, in that breeding project, just to throw a BAM, more specifically, like the one of the cuts that I'm keeping, either Yee's cut or Clay's cut, throw in there, and I'd be like super inbreeding the fuck out of it. I'm curious what might happen.
You can pull recessive traits out of it.
Yeah.
That'd be one of the things that you'll find in there. It's not even so much as inbreeding it is back crossing it, right?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah, I guess taking it back to the.
It absolutely is. But there's weird wordplay there, because you would be inbreeding and back crossing at the same time. So there's nomenclature that I'm sure we're fucking up.
Absolutely, and it's a stage of life. I know there's certain stages that are maybe not stages, but generations that are better to do that in than others. So
I say if you've got a killer BAM cut and you're thinking of doing shit like that, fucking do it. Do it.
Right. It ain't gonna hurt anything to experiment, that's for sure. But
not at all. And the Black Forest is the reason that you started all this shit anyways, right? So
yeah.
The BAM is just like a wicked, oh wow, look what happened kind of thing, right? Wasn't the main intent of your breeding project. I say run with it. I'm kind of thinking about doing a similar thing with that grapple cat that I'm smoking right now. I like it. I want to fuck with it more. There's, depending on where and when you're smelling the plant, you can get grape or fucking like some chemi smell out of it. And like, that's neat. And so since I can't seem to find my seeds that for the rest of the grapple cat, I know they're in this house somewhere, but like, fuck me if I can find them. I might just back cross it to a Catahoula. And I have some pollen in the freezer that I might try and just dash it to, see if I can make a few seeds, or I've got the F2s going right now. And maybe I'll hit it with some F2s.
That'd be fucking cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I was kind of just thinking that same. Like, yeah, there's no reason, definitely no reason not to do it. And maybe maybe like the Yi cut might be a fun one to do it with, because there are things. I know it's great smoke. It's got a really cool profile. But it grows like shit. It's it's a slow, small, lanky, scrawny little lanky. Yeah, that's the right word. Bush. It doesn't really want to grow vertical. It's not a great grower. So maybe the back cross to that might kind of straighten up and keep some of the characteristics of the smoke and flower and everything, but maybe fix up that structure. Maybe that might be a good use for going back with that one. That might be that. That'll probably do what I do, just to see what it does.
That'd be super cool, because then you can gauge even better what you've done with the offspring. Maybe you did take more of that structure from the dad and put it into the Yi cut kind of thing. I love that idea, man.
Yeah. I think that's probably what's going to end up happening, and then work it just because it's a fun project to look and see what happens. Like I said, I know that shit's fucking fantastic smoke. Galaxy, anything that you have that come from me will be regulars.
Oh yeah, and I missed the post office yesterday by 6 minutes. I hate that shit.
Fuck that. I was in heaven when I got home from out of town on Friday. I went and checked the post office, and it was like fucking Christmas. Like, there was so much goodies in there for me, like baseball cards and shit. I was like, wow, this is fucking amazing. I think that's the most fun I've ever had at the post office.
Yeah.
Oh, the post office. Yeah.
Like, I couldn't get shit out of my mailbox, right? Like, it was like jammed in there. And I was just like, fuck yeah. Or actually, okay, here's a cool thing also that was in my mailbox at the time. So Yeti travel mug, right? Nothing special about it. Problem is, the bottom of the magnet that holds the slider on mine had cracked, exposing magnetic junk, and you could like get that into your coffee. And actually, it made my coffee cup taste like this Bengal spice tea that I don't mind drinking from time to time. It's kind of like a cinnamony flavor to it. So you go to slam off your coffee, and it's got like a cinnamon essence to it. And you're like, wow, this is fucking horrible. So basically, it ruined my lid is what I'm getting of too much hot stuff, I guess. The old lady went on Amazon, and she found replacement lids that are like Chinese knockoffs and stuff, but they work fucking great. They come with different colored sliders. I'm boring, and I just went with my same old black one that was on my old mug, but there's like pink and green and shit like that. So I don't know. They made me happy because
Pimp your ride.
Yeah, man, exactly. And it was at the point where I couldn't use that cup anymore because the lid was fouled up and it made my coffee taste like shit. So now I can do, and I just lost my other good travel mug couple weeks ago, right before Christmas. So I need to put that one back into the rotation. Good timing. So yay for my old lady. She did something amazing.
I'm rocking my daughter's little thermos cup this morning. Hey. Good vibes. My mug collection is pretty epic, so I should be really drinking out of one of those.
I should fucking more, but I don't drink my coffee fast enough. So I got to keep it in one of these things so it stays warm. Because I definitely ain't going to drink no cold ass coffee. I'm not about that life. I don't do the iced coffee. That's just gross. So
bothered by it. I prefer a nice hot one, but if like, because I'm weird. Your regular standard size coffee mug. That's what I like drinking coffee out of. This size, my favorite coffee mug travel mug that I just lost. I was whining about. It's basically the same fucking size, but in a travel mug. And I'm like, yay, this is awesome. The problem is these cool off pretty quick. So you got to kind of, maybe that's why I like the smaller mug, because you drink it a little bit faster because it's a smaller portion. Also, so get back to a bit of garden talk here. So before I left, I germinated 5 cups with 3 BAM seeds in each, and I've got at least 2 sprouts in each cup. So, and most of them have 3. So we're excited for that, which we're going to go and do some pheno hunting through there and look for one to keep around for a hot minute or two. Cheers, Mr. Greenfingers.
Yeah, it was funny. Probably within the last 10 years, my coffee addiction has become very prevalent. Before, it was like, I could do without. But now it's like, no, if you want me to do anything really in the next hour, I need coffee. If I go to work without coffee, I'm upset.
You know, hey, you say you want to go back to the fucking garden shit, dude. I do. I want to continue. I'm still going to be trying to look through to get some golden goat in here. I still want to cross that over to the Black Forest. And golden goat's always still just one that's fun. I got some beans and I'm getting ready. I just got to do some final cleanup around the breeding tent, which is also like the testing tent, whichever time it is. But yeah, so that's another one and so there's not a lot of new shit that I definitely intend to cross, but I definitely want to get some of that golden goat cross to that. So that would definitely be something else that would go through in that breeding project. Because I'm gonna pop all the rest of the damn golden goat I have in this house and see how much of it comes up. So. And you know what? That's one of those things I'm starting to wonder, if it's meant to be. So, if none of this shit comes up, then apparently I don't need any golden goat in my fucking life anymore. But I've always kind of looked at it that way. If the seed's meant to pop, motherfucker pops. They come up fairly easy, and I've never had to do a whole lot of work, even to get old 20-year-old seeds to pop. When them motherfuckers want to go, they go. So I'm a little bit fucking hippie-ish in the garden. I like to think of vibes. So, if something like, those seeds just don't want to come up, it's just something to it, man. I don't like to be too crazy about it, but a little something to it. Everybody's got their thing in the garden like that.
I really don't have a second vessel to fucking deal with this. I'm just going to have to purge this all together. That's pretty sweet, though. Like this.
I love the rap debate we got going on in here. I personally, I was thought about this a couple months ago, where you get like the dude where is it like Steven Crowder with the fucking meme where it's like the prove me wrong ones or whatever. And the debate always seems to be Big Ear Pac is like the greatest rappers ever kind of thing, possibly. Modern day at least. I actually prefer fucking Eazy-E over both of those guys. Feel like his raps are fucking way better than either of them. That's my of all the rappers that died way too young. Let's face it, they all did. But that's my go-to on that one.
Yeah, a lot of infighting in that industry.
Money, man. Money.
Pay 2 cents because I don't know what the fuck Kamala is. So I don't just randomly throw things in there. Me, personally, I like fucking Too Short.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Too Short's always had that vibey, I just want to get baked and have my bitches and roll down in my fucking car, He just had a vibe to him, and I dug that vibe. And that vibe translated to the fucking power in the trunk, you know what I'm saying? So I was throwing that vibe out to everybody.
What about Mystical and Master P?
Oh, loved it. Love that shit, boy.
Screamy.
Make them say,
No.
nah.
I am not a big Master P guy, but that song and his song Gangster Bitch off the same album are like, I will fucking rock that shit all day, man. Like, it's,
Hey, I've always said another one that is just a way underrated rapper that people just don't give enough credit to is Sir Mix-a-Lot. You actually look at some of his actual other shit other than Baby Got Back. That dude writes some cool shit, man.
I just read a thing in the last couple months where he is still very wealthy off of that one song, basically, because he owns his own publishing, and he wasn't stupid with his money. And I was like, good. That's what I like to hear is when.
Oh, he was a smart motherfucker when it came to all that. That kind of like, I know everyone gives Gene Simmons a lot of shit, but you want to talk about a businessman who's going to make every dime off of that thing that he created? That is a motherfucker doing it. And Sir Mix-a-Lot, I feel, when it came to business, was very savvy in the same way. Yeah, he certainly wasn't no fucking MC Hammer, that's for sure.
I kind of like more of the poetic stuff, like Mos Def and Nas, and like still kind of gangsterish, I guess, but it's like it's not about rims and guns and bitches.
Well, a little 2 Live Crew, man. Get a little 2 Live Crew in there.
They're good too.
Yeah, I really like going back to shit like Grandmaster Caz, Rakim. Like when you get into like the 80s stuff, kind of before the gangster era took over and shit, where it was all about the hip hop culture and stuff like that. I really like a lot of that shit too.
And I honestly had a big I loved like bass music, right? Like the it is made to fucking max out your car stereo bullshit. But when done properly, right, it's really good music. And I had quite a library of some of that shit. Even to this day, man. I mean, I've only got about 1,000 watts and 210s in the back of my fucking old Camaro, but I still got at least 3 bass CDs that I'm like, yeah, we can still get it.
Yeah. No, Thunderdance has it right there. The Snoop Dogg Doggy Style CD. That album was awesome. I actually played that in its entirety the other day at work.
Oh, man, I still regularly play Dr. Dre's The Chronic album. One of my favorite all-time albums.
Yep. Murder was the case that they gave me. That's a killer tune.
I love the fucking the game show. $20 Sack Pyramid.
Yeah.
Try
to whoop, there it is. A little bit of the 69 boys. Come on, we can do it. Oh wait, there was like a couple whoop there is, right? So it's like, which one did you like? I like the 69 boys version, but there was like
tag team, man.
Yeah, tag team.
Yeah. Let's begin.
I think there was that third one too, wasn't there? Wasn't there one more? I'll have to look it up sometime. Yeah. Oh, you only know the one?
Yeah.
We're all
Oh, Cool J. Hell yeah.
Use classic.
That's another dude who's smart and still keeping himself around and pretty fucking relevant. Fucking LL Cool J. I like how he hit up some of like the oh man, what's that lip syncing show he did? That shit is pretty good. Pretty funny. Have you seen that one? Lip sync battle, maybe it's called?
I've heard of it.
No?
I'm watching it.
Oh yeah, you gotta check some of them out. I wanna say like fucking Miley Cyrus did one. So I don't remember who fucking did it, man. There's some really. I'll have to ask my wife. I'll put it in fucking Discord or something. But
hell
Cool Mo D,
fucking right. His song "Notice" that he does with Grandmaster Caz. I fucking absolutely love that one. Bring 2 of my favorite rappers of all time together on that. It's amazing. Big word getting the Weird Al in there.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
That's a funny one though. Weird Al's good.
Yeah, I like to hear that shit.
Yeah, all right, man, you want to get into those kind of musics. Like, do you guys know Richard Cheese?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. I love that shit.
Fugees. Hell yeah. I like the Fugees.
But yeah, Wyclef. I'm not a big Fugees fan, but Wyclef has some pretty good shit. That his version of "Staying Alive," that Bee Gees song. Fuck that, man! I absolutely love
The
that.
Rascals. They were good. Choclair.
Is that what it was called? Big Word was Lip Sync Battle. Anyway, yeah, you look at that shit with LL Cool J fucking doing the lip sync and shit. Fucking show.
All good stuff.
Well, guys, what do you figure? Start wrapping her up.
Figure I gotta pee. Might as well wrap it up.
That's where I'm at. Too, my blood.
Yeah, we're not showing her age at all.
Yeah, sounds
We
like
mix a lot, and I got to go to the bathroom.
Sounds like it's the thing to be doing. Then I want to thank you all for jumping in here with us all nice and early on a Sunday morning.
Hell yeah.
It's feel good to know so many people want to get up and hang out with us. Actually, this just
Damn,
made me
Clay.
coming through our area, Clay. There's some kind of, it's like a bunch of one-hit wonder bands that are coming through, and Milli Vanilli is one of them. And I'm like, well, one of those guys has been dead for 30 years. So how are you gonna have Mill? Is it just Millie and like are they just playing their two songs? And it's I'm kind of. But anyways, thank you everybody, and thank you Clay for fucking squirreling me hard on that one. But at least I was able to recover for the end of the show just in time. Stoney, I see you there. Great to see you, brother. Yeah, everyone have a great day. We'll see you Tuesday. Sunday today. We'll see you Sunday.
You'll be all right.
Take me down to the graveyard, show me a resting place. Take this worry away from me, my final bed today. I need asylum, in prison, forgotten and buried, forgotten and buried. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future, 'cause I've been wrong before. Heaven never warned you of the joys of hell. The world can get so manic, silence sits so well. I need asylum, in prison, forgotten and married, forgotten and married. I get so nervous thinking about the future, 'cause I've been wrong before. Coffin, and I dug myself a hole. The pain I had buried me. The youth that want me turned me cold. I need asylum, in prison, forgotten and buried, forgotten and buried. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future, 'cause I've been wrong before. Well, I get so nervous thinking about the future.
Yo, we outie, y'all.